Hello everyone, welcome back. Blade Bananas here. In this video, I want to showcase this non-XL team that I played to get me to expert in the current season, Season 8. It consists of Snorlax lead, Clefable in the back, with Gallade as a safe swap on this team. Some of you might have noticed, this is actually the exact same team that I played last season on my way to expert during Ultra League. So I tried out XL Glaring Stunfisk because that was pretty much the only XL that I had. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy it that much, so I decided to go back to my old Snorlax Gallade line. And we went on a pretty good run, and we went from 2600s all the way to expert today. So it's very exciting. We have a lot of battles to show, so we're gonna get right into them. But the idea with this team is that a lot of times you're just sacking the Snorlax to get their health low, enough for your Gallade to farm down. And then Gallade with energy is very, very threatening, right? And also you always want to keep in mind that you want to get shields down, like in the mid game if you have the opportunity, so that your Gallade can do a lot of damage later on. And in most of the neutral matchups, you do want to stay in, because if they don't have a Talonflame, there's really not that many Pokemon that can sweep your backline, right? So what I like to do here is most of the time just staying. Like this time, against Abomasnow, I stayed in, and then my opponent eventually decided to swap into a Pelipper. So now I'm guessing it's probably a double water with something like a Jellicent or a Swampert or Politoed XL in the back, which is a very common strategy in Ultra League currently, is that people like to run XL, double water teams, right? So they come back in with the Swampert, which we did anticipate. I think this game is actually going to be very, very close because they farmed us down and they got a lot of energy here, enough for 2 Hydro Cannons. So basically we kind of need to sack our Snorlax at some point in this match for us to win, because we do have to tank a Hydro Cannon at some point as well. So here they're going to get another move. We're going to let this go actually, because I know they're going to get to another one anyways, right? So I thought, I might as well just let one of them go, because that wasn't going to be Earthquake. Here we make a sack swap into our Snorlax, and pretty much our only way to win, because now we can just Confusion down, have 2 Leaf Blades loaded. They're not going to reach another move, so we just throw back-to-back Leaf Blades here to take the win. And there's not much my opponent can do here. But you guys are going to see later on, a lot of times, if you think they have a Talonflame in the back, I actually like to swap into my Gallade aggressively, because a lot of times they do like go into Talonflame, and then you end up avoiding that matchup with your Clefable. So here they're coming with the Jelly. This is a very good matchup, but we don't have a direct response to all Ninetales. So what I like to do is actually just staying here, because my energy is much more efficient against a Alolan Ninetales, because I don't have any moves to throw against Jellicent, right? I might as well just dump all my energy as much as I can. They actually go for a really big move of Dazzling Gleam here. That means they're going to be almost out of energy at this point, so I can safely come in with my Gallade and just try to farm this down. But I noticed that they didn't throw here, so I'm just going to try to maybe CMP tie them. They could have thrown just before my move registered, but because they didn't, I'm going to just CMP tie them, grab the last shield, and now I'm going to shield one more time and just farm this down. Again, we have a lot of energy with Gallade here, and whenever you have energy with Gallade, it's very troublesome generally for your opponent backline. So here they actually come back in with the Jellicent, but they try to swap to tank my Leaf Blade. It turned out that I didn't throw right away, so I can unload this Close Combat onto the Ferrothorn, and here I'm going to save a move, and then come in with my Snorlax to force them to throw energy. I didn't really want to catch. It's fine if we didn't catch it, but so now I go into my Clefable. I think this does less damage than the Shadow Ball, so maybe I should let this go, But I was afraid that if they got to a flash cannon, right, I kind of had to shield her. We do have a Leaf Blade loaded, so pretty much I just need to get this Jellicent low enough so that our Leaf Blade takes it out, right? But I think just with our Clefable here, we should be able to finish it. And also, one thing that you guys might have noticed is that we're actually using regular Gallade instead of Shadow Gallade. I used to enjoy running Shadow Gallade a lot, but recently I'm seeing a lot of Weather Ball users, and we really want the extra bulk with the regular Gallade in order to survive some Weather Balls. So that's why I decided to actually use regular Gallade here. Most of the fighters you want to swap out immediately, unless it's this Cavalier, because this Cavalier is very bad for your backline. And then they have another steal in the back with Empoleon. So this is not great for me. I don't really see a way out of this unless they have something like a Machamp, maybe. Then I have a way out of this. But so this is really not great for me. I think I let this go, and then they might just farm me down at this point. Can I swap out? I can't. All right, this is very bad because now they farm me down, and I need this extra confusion. So if I had 2 shields here, if I was able to lick down or get to a Body Slam to take out this Empoleon, this game might be a very different story. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and they come back in with the Escavalier. I have to grab a shield, but I'm guessing whatever they have is good against my Gallade anyways. So they decided not to shield, which makes sense. You know, if they have something that's good against Gallade, they don't need to shield it. And I know shield, hoping that it's something that I could beat, but it's a Kingdra, so all they need to do was save the shield, and they were gonna win that game. Alright, A9, I'm seeing all the Ninetales leads like pretty much 40% of the games, and that's a big number. They either have Charm or Powder Snow, but what I like to do is just always staying with the Snorlax, right? The only difference is they're more likely to swap out. Yeah, so they actually swap into the Talonflame, and what I'm doing here is going to go for a Body Slam, and then I think I'm going to go into my Gallade, because I recognize that with energy, my Gallade can do really well against even the Charm or Ninetales, because I have 2 moves that hits for neutral, right? And generally Gallade hits for neutral is very strong anyways. I recognize that they're going to land another move, and I don't want to shield again, so I just go for the Leaf Blade to take out this Talonflame. I don't want to go down 2 shields, right? And the biggest counter to my Charm user is out of here, so that's a pretty good scenario for me generally, because now I'm just putting faith in my Clefable to be able to beat whatever's in the back. And here I think I have to try to catch a move. So what I'm going to do here is go into my Clefable and then just do 1 Charm and then swap on this charge move. This way we basically have extra shield for our Clefable, right? So we're able to take out the Ninetales here, and then they have an Obstagoon here. So this is pretty much game over at this point. That's a very interesting team. So they have a Charmer and then a Obstagoon with a Talonflame, which is very interesting. So we're able to take this out, Obstagoon, with no problem, and just shield once in case it was a Hyper Beam. But good game to my opponent. And Swampert, again, neutral leads. Neutral leads, you stay in. Basically, most of the time, if you think it's a neutral lead, you want to stay in. The reason why that I'm not going to my Gallade, even though I think they might have a Talonflame here, is that they can like chip your Gallade down, and I don't want to give up shields right away. So if you go into Gallade right away, what they're going to do is go for a Hydro Cannon. If you know shield, they're going to come in with the Talonflame and then just farm you down. But if you do shield, then they're going to win the Talonflame matchup when you're down a shield, right? So I usually just stay in here, even though I think they have a Talonflame. But now I go into my Gallade because I'm looking at their health, and they're really low. So I could really come in here and get a lot of advantage out of the Swampert. But they're actually coming with the Skarmory, which is really bad. It's a very common core in Grey League, right? But in Ultra League, a lot of people dropped Skarmory for Talonflame, because Talonflame just does everything better. But against our team, Skarmory is very, very strong because it beats my backline, and Snorlax doesn't really have great matchup against Skarmory. I'm trying to catch a move after 5, but my switch timer was just not up, so I didn't try to catch it. And we kind of have to tank it because we know it wasn't a Brave Bird. And let's see what they have in the back. At this point, I need something like a fighter, but it's a Galvantula actually. So I have to catch a move. Even if I catch a move, I don't think it would be enough, honestly. So I tried to catch a move there. It was not successful, and that pretty much sealed our fate here. Because they can just throw double lunges here, or just Volt Switch me down as well. Yeah, so good game to my opponent. It was pretty tough whenever you see a Skarmory in the back. But if they have Talonflame, then this game would be very different. And I'm sure we're going to see some of them in the future. So I think I just played 3 sets with this team, and I went from 2600s all the way to 2750. So here we have a pretty good counter swap to Umbreon. But I didn't go too great in the first game. I only went 3-2, as you guys could see there. But then I started doing a lot better. I think I got a 4-1, and then for the last set, I needed a 5-0 to get to Expert, and I was able to deliver just barely. So very exciting games coming up. I think the most common leads we're going to see is Solo Ninetales. This Clefable versus the Umbreon matchup is just insane to me, that I had to throw this move because they were going to get to a another last resort and win the zero shields if I didn't throw energy. So here they actually had Surf Edge, so it didn't really matter at the end because we pretty much have a perfect counter to their back line, right? I just need to win swap. Winning swap is pretty much everything against their team, and then at this point it doesn't really matter because we have our Gallade, and also contrary to popular belief, close combat actually does more damage here against a Charmer whenever it's neutral or it's single resisted. So here we go for this close combat, and they end up shielding. That's fine. Now I just need to land my Body Slam. We shield up whatever this is, and then we land a Body Slam, and that should be game over. And my opponent left the match to concede. Good game to my opponent. Next up, we have Jellicent. Again, they most likely swap out, and we're gonna try to dump our energy against what they have, because energy is not really useful with a Snorlax versus a Jellicent. But having health is very, very good. But again, I'm not that afraid of a Jellicent, just because my Backmon cannot hit back against a Jellicent. I'm just worried, whatever they could have in the back could be threatening to me in the back. But so Mandibuzz could be an option. Glaring Stunfisk could also be an option. There are a lot of options that they could have in the back, right? So I go for some chip damage. I got a shield as well. Now I come in with the Gallade. I think I shield the first move just in case it's a Dazzling Gleam, but I will definitely tank the next one. This is where normal Gallade is so much better, just because you can tank these Weather Balls so much better and still have very decent amount of health. So we're still very healthy here, but if we had a Shadow, we would be much, much lower. So against Jellicent, I just keep building up energy because I know they were not at a Shadow Ball, and maybe I could confuse my opponent here. I throw double, and I'm only 1 away. So if my opponent shields this, they have to throw it after 1 Hex in order to take me out. But my opponent got too greedy and tried to get 2 Hex before taking me out. So I just took out my opponent there, and then they had a Machamp in the back, so it didn't really matter at that point. Because I had 2 really good answers to the Machamp, right? And I basically sacked my Snorlax, so they didn't really get value out of their Machamp. Alright, we got a little bit of lag to start off. So against regular Swampert, you don't have to shield anything, and you can just get off 2 Body Slams and maybe force a shield from your opponent. But against Shadow Swampert, 2 Hydro Cannons will take you out. So what I like to do is no shield the first one, and I will actually shield the second one. Because they shield the first one, I need the health to be a little bit lower so that my Gallade can farm down a little bit better. I'm fine losing this matchup, but I don't want to lose this matchup too hard, because the farm will be very difficult if they have too much health. So I go for another body slam. I got another shield. That's very good. They're forced to throw their energy, so I would just let them dump their energy and save a shield for Gallade. What I'm going to do here is get energy on the Gallade. Whenever you have the opportunity to get energy with Gallade, it's always going to be good. They're actually coming with Hypno. So I'm guessing they might have a Dark type Pokemon, because Hypno goes very well with the Dark Fighter. So it could be Obstagoon, it could be Scrafty. Either one of them is fine for me at this point, because I can pretty much one-shot most of them with my Gallade, right? So what I'm going to do here is just save a shield for my Gallade, and I need to take out the Hypno with my Clefable, and then I'm just hoping that my Gallade can finish off whatever's in the back, and then they come in with the Swampert. I'm going to throw this move to take out the Swampert, because that's very threatening to my Gallade. So here, I could actually just go for close combat. I just need to not get baited by a Weather Ball and then get taken out by Dazzling Gleam. My opponent went for straight Dazzling Gleam, and I can go for close combat right here, but I didn't know, so I was going for double Leaf Blades. I think I was safe from the Weather Ball anyways. But close combat would have done it right there. So, alright, against Clefable, if they swap into a normal type, I usually think that they could have a double normal team, because that's actually very common and a very strong team if they have a double normal in the back. But so I just stay in here and see what my opponent tries to do. So they do come in with the Snorlax, and now I'm very confident that my opponent is going to have double normal. So here I go into my Clefable. I'm trying to land my Meteor Mash to take this Snorlax out. I'm thinking that I just need to get their shields down, right? You know, they have either Obstagoon or maybe something like a Scrafty, and then once shields are down, then your Gallade is going to do really well against whatever's in the back. So here I'm always trying to get their shields. I'm trying to apply shield pressure or take them out. We actually get the last shield, so that's really good. I think I'm actually going to let this go, because I see an opportunity for my Gallade to farm. Or actually, I'm going to take this out with my Snorlax, and then I'm just going to go in with my Gallade to take out their Clefable, because I think they're low enough on their Clefable for my Gallade to farm down. So I'm making a hard read that they have something weak to that I can one-shot with my Gallade, which we do see it right there is Obstagoon. So they come in with the Clefable because it counters my Gallade, but at this point we can just Confusion this down perfectly, that we have a close combat ready to go, and this will one-shot the Obstagoon because it hits for double super effective. So good game to my opponent. Once you know the team comp in the back, you just want to play out to your win condition, right? You're trying to get to the close combat. So we're against Ferkster, very talented streamer and YouTuber. I actually knew his team because I watched his YouTube video, and I know that I have Snorlax on the Gallade, which is good, but I have no answer to a Swampert safe swap, and also I don't have an answer to a, spoilers alert, Cavalier in the back. So I'm not sure what exactly to do here. I think actually through this game, I made a huge mistake, as you guys are going to see. But I was able to farm this Swampert down, get almost 2 Leaf Blades, and you guys are about to see my misplay. So I just need one more Confusion, and I can throw double Leaf Blades, right? So I should throw my Leaf Blade right here, but I did one more Confusion, and then he got an extra Confusion through. So that I'm not going to get my second Leaf Blade, and that means I don't get another shield. And I'm sure you guys remember that shields are important in this matchup. And then they go into their Escavalier. This is actually fine. I'm hoping that they don't shield this superpower, which they did not shield. So that's actually pretty much a best case scenario for me at this point. And I'm just looking to throw all my moves, all my fast moves. I think even at this point, I make a huge misplay. I should not shield here. I should let this go, because I think I should recognize that my Snorlax is my win condition, because I can just lick them down. But they have a move stored on their Gallade. They had too much health anyways, so I don't think I was gonna win. But if I got off my second Leaf Blade here, they would have no shield right here, and then I would be able to just throw my Meteor Mash charging move at them, and they wouldn't have to. They would have lost the game right there. But I made a huge misplay, and GG to Ferrixter. So we got a 4-1 here. You guys can't really see the score. But alright, so we were at around 2688. So I'm on my last set, and basically I need a 5 over here, right, to get to 2750 for expert. Against Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is okay because there's a very common line of Nidoqueen double dark. So this is the best case I could see it right here because obviously I don't want to see it with my Clefable. And I could possibly get a shield here with 2 body slams. If not, they would have to throw a bunch of energy, right? What I'm looking to do is actually lose this matchup and get a shield. Again, I want to get shields, but fortunately that wasn't the case. So I'm going to come in with my Gallade and 2 Confusion, take out this Nidoqueen. So I have some head start with our energy, and then coming with the Machamp. I'm just like super confused at this point. They must have another fighter or something that's very weak to Gallade. They actually already have 2 Pokemon that's weak to Gallade. So I'm just very confused as to what could be in the back that is this weak to Gallade, right? So I actually end up shielding a Cross Shop. And we actually see a Venusaur. So yeah, that is not great against my Gallade. Because if they come with the Venusaur, I was just going to farm it down. And here I'm just going to go for a close combat here because they shielded up my Leaf Blades. And I'm going to swap out and soak up whatever damage they're going to throw. Save a shield for Gallade. And pretty much game over at that point. So GG to my opponent. Next up, let's see. I think probably A9 if I had to guess. Yeah, it's all Ninetales. I'm going to staying like every time. And just make my opponent make the move. So this team is actually more reactionary. It's not aggressive swap type of teams, unless you think they have a Talonflame in the back, right? Obviously against A9, there's very low opportunity, no chance, not no chance, but low probability of them having a Talonflame. So I'm just going to stay in. I actually try to get off my Body Slam, which is the wrong play. I generally just go for the Body Slams, but I actually did a lot of damage just through the licks, right? We did a lot of lick damage. So now I go into my Gallade, and they come in with the Jellicent. So here I'm going to go for a Leaf Blade. I have to shield up a move anyways, so I shouldn't really throw here and let my opponent get an extra Hex. So what I'm going to do here is shield this. Because it's a Shadow Ball, I think I have the opportunity to just farm down this Jellicent. And then they actually threw a Bubble Beam here, I believe. So I'm going to commit to the full farm down against this Jellicent. If they tried to farm more, then I was forced to throw energy, right? But because they went for the Bubble Beam, I was just committed to farm it all the way down. Now I can save a move. They have all Ninetales in the back. It can't really even take out my Clefable at this point. And the Kingdra is almost in close combat range. So I clear my debuff. I save the close combat for later, right? I just need to take out this Alola Ninetales and get a little bit of chip on this Kingdra. Okay, it was definitely already in close combat range. So I actually almost took it out. Here I'm going to go in with the Snorlax, just in case somehow we lose CMP. But we should always win the CMP with our Gallade anyways. So I'm going to come in with my Gallade and get the close combat off to seal the deal here. So good game to my opponent. It was pretty close. So it was A9 double water. If I had to guess, someone's running that team. Alright, Alola Ninetales, yet again, is running Charm with Powder Snow. It's Powder Snow, so it could be Jellicent in the back again, which is just a very, very common team. Again, I'm going to go for my Body Slams right away. Not really right away. I'm always like farming up a little bit to hopefully, you know, confuse my opponents with the counts. But I'm going to no shield everything, and then I'm going to get off this Body Slam. Hopefully to draw a shield or get this Ninetales really, really low. They no shield, that's fine. So they're gonna have to throw a Dazzling Gleam here to take me out. So I'm just gonna let my opponent throw their energy. They go for the big move, that's fine. I get one confusion with the farm on my Gallade. So whenever you get farm with Gallade, it's always good. And they come in with Venusaur, and I was just, wow, what is happening here, guys? Because that's not a Gallade counter. And that means I'm probably going to save my Gallade through, all these shields that I have available to me here. I do have 2 shields, right? So I'm going to keep farming, I'm going to have to shield here as well. Because Frenzy will take me out from this range, and they actually come in with the Jellicent. So I think what I'm going to do here is go for 2 more confusions and then throw energy, because that's when they get to the Shadow Ball. 1 turn before they get to the Shadow Ball, and I should swap out right here so that I still have my Gallade for later. But okay, I make a misplay here by staying here, but I force my opponent to throw energy, right? And then I can just come in with my Clefable here. They die to exactly 5 charms, so they can't get to the Shadow Ball, and I know this is a Bubble Beam because he only did 4 bubbles right here. And then against the Venusaur, I just hope they don't get to a Sludge Bump. That was 5, I think, and hopefully that wasn't enough, and that wasn't enough for a Sludge Bump, so we're barely able to win that. Even though if I swapped into my Clefable at the end there, that would be so much easier. Alright, Roserade, actually not a Ninetales for once, and it's Poison Jab. It's very hard to see through the animation, but it's actually Poison Jab. So I just go for straight Body Slams for shields, because that Pokemon is very, very squishy, and they most likely want to preserve it. I just no shield whatever, because if they go for Leaf Storm, I could actually just come in with my Gallade and then farm it down, right? But here against Umbreon, the reason why I go for a move first is, like you guys saw before, I would have to either shield once or throw my energy against an Umbreon in order to win the 0 shields. And I don't want that to happen, so I go for a superpower. And this way I put it in pretty much just charm down range, and we still almost we don't have to throw a charge move. And we're very close to a charge move as well, so we could definitely force a shield from Roserade. If they want to take me out here with a Leaf Storm, that's fine, but they just go for Weather Ball. It doesn't benefit from Stab, so it actually didn't take me out. And then I just swap here because they were kind of out of energy, and they come in with Scrafty, XL Scrafty. It's so tanky that this close combat actually doesn't even take it out. And I thought that was just insane. It didn't even take it out. But I have 2 shields, right? I can farm down from here. And then I have a Leaf Blade loaded. I think I'm just going to throw a Leaf Blade right away. And then with the confusion damage with the shield, I don't think my opponent could win this game. So there we go. And that's game over. And I just need 1 more game right here, I think. This is the last game. Again, Ninetales, of course. If you have to guess, where you're going to run into the lead, just guess Ninetales. And if you want to guess how we're going to play out this matchup, you're going to play it out and keep throwing your charge moves like I am right here. Going for Body Slams. I just need 1 more Body Slam here, and I'm fine if they shield or no shield either way, because I'm just trying to get an energy lead with my Gallade. And getting shields is obviously good for me. So I'm going to let this go, whatever this is. The Weather Ball still doesn't take me out, and I could theoretically get to this Body Slam, and my opponent recognizes that, so they actually CMP tied me on the last Body Slam, and to take out my Snorlax. And this is really, really good for me, because I have 2 shields. They only have 1 shield, and I can get a lot of energy right here. And Gallade with energy is just a beast, right? We're gonna have to shield the second one. They threw so early last time, so I knew it wasn't a Dazzling Gleam. I just let that go. And here we have so much energy. We have a close combat loaded, and we could probably threaten whatever they come back in with. They should come in with the Ferrothorn. So I try to land a close combat before I leave. If they no shield this, I think okay, I think I might try to preserve my Yeah, I try to preserve my Gallade anyways, hoping that I have play against whatever's in the back. I have to throw Leaf Blade here because they get to the Mirror Shot right at this moment, and I don't want to die to a Mirror Shot, right? But they don't run Mirror Shot apparently. It didn't look like that's the case, so we're okay here. We go for a Leaf Blade, hoping that my opponent doesn't shield. But if they shield it, that's also fine because we're going to get to the Sidekick, I believe. And we should be able to just fast move down this Jellicent through the shield at this point. We got a free charm through there, and it's really, really good. And I just need one more charm at the end there to take on my opponent. And I was able to get the 5-0 I needed right here. And once we claimed the set, we got the 2766. And as you guys can see, we did some fashion show here to replace the hat and the shirt, I believe, as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this team. Definitely give this team a try if you don't have the resources for those strong, bulky, spammy XL Pokemon, right? I think most people have access to these Pokemon pretty easily. And it's a very, very strong team. So the best way most of the time is just to sack the Snorlax so that you can get some kind of energy lead with your Gallade. And then your Gallade will be able to sweep a lot of teams, really. Just put all your faith in Gallade and try to get their shields down. And then Gallade can do its work. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in my next video.